Welcome to Kim Vietnam's monthly market report for September 2025. Market movements. The VN Index declined by just over 1% month-over-month in September, ending a 4-month winning streak. Even so, the index still shows an impressive year-to-date gain of more than 31%. Trading activity slowed notably, with average daily trading value dropping about 32% from August to around $1.3 billion. Foreign investors continued to pull back, recording net outflows of roughly $937 million. Sector performance. Market performance in September was mixed. Real estate and industrials outperformed, while banks, brokerage, and information technology lagged. Real estate stocks gained, led by the Vingroup as well as TAL, supported by capital-raising firms. Industrials maintained strong momentum, with HVN advancing on expectations in May as its special control status and resumed normal trading. Public investment beneficiaries such as CII, HHV, and VCG also performed well, alongside the Chilex Group on speculation about an IPO for Chilex Infra. Banks pulled back, with major names including Vietcombank, BP Bank, EIDV, and Military Bank all seeing declines. Brokerage stocks cooled after a strong rally earlier this year, which has been driven by digital asset optimism and potential market upgrade news. Key firms like VND, SSI, VCI, HCM, and VIX all retreated slightly. Information technology remained choppy. FPT and its peers softened on concerns over the proposed one-time fee for new U.S. H-1B visas. The impact on FPT, however, should be minimal. Only about 6% of its U.S. workforce and less than 0.2% globally are on H-1B visas. Macro review. Vietnam's macroeconomic data in September continued to paint a positive picture. The economy remains in good shape, with third-quarter GDP growth reaching a multi-year high of 8.2%, supported by a rebound in industrial production, solid retail sales, accelerating public investment, and resilient trade activity. GDP, the economy grew 8.23% year-on-year in the third quarter, pushing 9-month growth to 7.85%, while on track with the government's full-year target of 8%. Growth was broad-based, driven by manufacturing, up 10%, construction, up nearly 8%, and services, up 8.5%. Industrial production. The Industrial Production Index jumped 13.6% year-on-year in September, reflecting robust manufacturing output that supported third-quarter industrial growth of 10%, lifting the year-to-date figure to over 9%. PMI. The S&P Global Vietnam Manufacturing PMI held steady at 50.4, matching August level. Growing new orders and signs of export stabilization helped Vietnam remain more resilient than several regional peers. Trade balance. Exports surged 25% year-on-year, while imports climbed at a similar pace, keeping the monthly trade surplus at $2.8 billion. For the first 9 months of the year, Vietnam maintained a total surplus of $16.8 billion, with exports up 16% and imports up 19%. Despite uncertainty from new U.S. tariffs, Vietnam's stable geopolitical environments continue to make it an attractive destination for investment and trade. FDI disbursements rose 6.6% year-on-year in September and 8.5% over the first 9 months. Registered FDI fell about 44% from a high base last year, but rebounded 17% month-on-month, signaling renewed investor interest. Retail sales. Consumer activity remains strong, rising 11.3% year-on-year in September and 2% month-on-month. That brought third-quarter growth to 10.1%, supported by spending in retail, accommodation, and travel-related services. Public investments. Government spending continued to accelerate, surging 37% year-on-year in September. The Ministry of Finance has proposed an ambitious $315 billion investments plan for 2026 to 2030 period, equivalent to more than 10% of GDP and overtry the previous 5-year plan. CPI. CPI rose 3.4% year-on-year in September and 0.4% month-on-month, keeping the 9-month average around 3.3%. AVIX. The US dollar index was flat for the month but remains down nearly 10% year-to-date following a recent Fed rate cut. The Vietnamese dong continued to face mild depreciation pressure through the month. Key events in September 2025. Digital assets. During debuted Prime Minister Nguyễn Hòa Bình visit to the United Arab Emirates, major crypto platforms Bybit and Binance pledged strong support for Vietnam's digital asset ecosystem. Bybit, with 2.5 million Vietnamese users, committed to helping develop legal frameworks and training. Binance CEO Richard Tang also signed an MOU with Da Nang to promote blockchain and digital asset initiatives. These moves could benefit securities firms and banks participating in Vietnam's crypto pilot programs. Brokerage sector. VP Bank Securities now plans for its initial public offering with an offering price of 33,900 dong per share, equivalent to about 2.5 times book value. The company plans to issue 375 million primary shares, representing 25% of pre-money equity, aiming to raise around $482 million. Proceeds will be allocated mainly to preparatory trading, investments, and margin lending. Those sectors, the Trade Remedies Authority of Vietnam accepted a request from domestic hot-rolled coil producers to investigate anti-dumping circumvention by Chinese steel products. If approved, this could create a more favorable environment for local steel makers. Market view. Looking ahead, Vietnam's third quarter earnings season will be closely watched. After 2 strong quarters, investors will be evaluating whether corporate earnings momentum can continue. Meanwhile, the FTSE Market Upgrade event could serve as a key catalyst to attract more global investor attention and drive stronger fund inflows in the years ahead. Thank you for watching, and please stay tuned for more updates from Kim Vietnam.